Interesting start to the evening session here at the Austrian Darts Open, with Martin Schindler dumping the number 9 seed Ian White out of the tournament convincingly with a 6-2 win and an average of almost 99. We've got two big names clashing in the second round here at the Multiversum in Vienna. Simon Whitlock, a former world finalist in both codes of darts, the BDO and the PDC, taking on Vincent van der Voort, a former UK Open finalist. But can we just have a moment to appreciate Whitlock's beard? What is going on there? Normally it looks like a sort of frayed doormat. Now he's sort of twiddled it into a big, long, quite stiff...
Ming the Merciless style.
Yeah, well, I mean, he looks like a giant hairy moth that's about to dip its proboscis into a can of lilt.
He is a giant hairy moth.
Well, Rob Malarkey joining a confused Dan Dawson in the commentary box. More confused than normal, anyway.
Well, maybe Whitlock just needs to change.
Vincent to throw first. Game on.
Because let's face it, on the European Tour of late, he has not done a great deal. Semi-finalist in the German Masters, but since then, for
80.
below par displays, you might say. 2 third-round appearances, 2 second-round appearances. 6-1, mauled by Andy Hamilton in Hamburg a couple of weeks ago. And, well, we've seen 4 seeded players fall by the wayside already today, and I, for one, would not be surprised to see Vincent van der Voort inflict a bit of damage here on Simon Whitlock as well.
Well, certainly the way that Vincent has been playing lately. Had that incredible game with Adrian Lewis on the Euro Tour.
Superb.
Where he nearly won it 6-0. I mean, just look at that there. Sorry. Nearly won it 6-0. In the end, held off a fight back from Lewis, who just went berserk. 7 perfect darts, 8 perfect darts the following leg, but Vincent managed to close it out. There's 11 180s in that game. But he threw 101 average yesterday in his opening round win against Tony Newell.
49.
He seems to be playing as well as he has for, well, probably maybe 3 years when he won this very tournament.
100.
Beat Jamie Caven in the final of the Austrian Darts Open to claim his sole Euro Tour crown, Vincent van der Voort.
60.
Yeah, I think I'm right in saying as well that he had 15 180s that weekend in Hamburg as well, and he had the highest average of the day yesterday as well in beating Tony Newell, 101.86. It was the only Tumplers average of the first day's play here in Vienna. 5 180s yesterday. Not too bad on the doubles either, 6 from 13. And he also had the first 9 average, top charts in that as well. Highest first 9 average of the day as well, 116.26. So lots to like about van der Voort at the moment.
Well, having said that,
he's
started well here, and he's had his throw broken by Simon Whitlock, who elected not to go 14
to throw
first.
Game on.
But it didn't matter, because it was pinpoint accuracy from the Wizard to take out the 1-2-4 on double 8. Now, he doesn't have any tape on his wrist. 100. Like last time we saw him, when he literally, it looked like he just had some gaffer tape on his wrist as a bit of support. He was told by the doctors
60.
that it takes 6 weeks to fully heal. We are now 5 weeks into that spell, so he's not 100%. I mean, he's still evidently able to throw. He's still evidently able to toozle his beard into ridiculous pattern. So it's not like he's a complete invalid. And he's just won the first leg with 124 checkout as well.
60.
Two players with European Tour success as part of their CV. Whitlock winning the Dutch Masters in 2012, a European champion that year as well. Van der Voort winning this tournament in 2014 here in Austria.
100.
Just the ton opens the door for van der Voort if he can find 2 trebles. Getting harder. Not going to happen.
60.
Doesn't even find one. Only 60 visits for Vincent van der Voort in the opening couple of legs of this one. It's allowing Simon Whitlock.
Oh, no. Just above the wire.
94.
But in good shape, nevertheless, to take this second leg and to extend his lead here. Van der Voort needs to post something healthy.
60. Simon, you require
That could have
52.
been better as well. So 52 for Whitlock here. Double 16 for a 2-0 lead for Simon Whitlock, the number 4 seed, going about his business very nicely so far, but
44.
unable to find double 8.
Vincent, you require 122.
18 for Vincent van der Voort. The Dutch destroyer needs a treble. Does not get the treble. Hard to come by for Vincent at the
54.
minute.
Simon, you require
Smart for himself.
8.
He doesn't know where they've all gone. This is the man who's been smashing in 180s for fun, but trebles of all kinds eluding him at the
Yeah,
moment.
so
As
the
Whitlock
second
pins the double 4, 2-0.
Vincent to throw first. Game on.
And the man who's seeded number 4 here, but we did think was vulnerable, given his recent record and his injury problems.
100.
Well, he's been top dog in the opening stages of this.
Yeah, well, he was the favourite to win this match with the bookies, 7-4 on against Van der Voort's 5-4.
140.
Whitlock starting strongly here as well. 40-1 at the start of the tournament as well in the outright betting. He'll have his backers, he always does, because he is capable of going deep in tournaments, and he's proved that before.
The thing is, with Simon Whitlock, I mean,
140.
we expect him, an injured Simon Whitlock, we expect him to average 90. We don't expect the informed Vincent van der Voort to be averaging less than 80. That has been the telling factor in this one, that Whitlock is making hay, as the sun is shining on him here in Vienna.
43.
And let's not forget, it was only 3 months ago or so that he won a PDC ranking title, beating Darren Johnson 6-3 in the final of Players' Championship 4.
Oh, he's been in fantastic form for the last few months. It's only very, very recently where he's had these injury problems that he's struggled. I mean, he's picked up 5 titles in as many months.
Oh, and he won 2 UK Open
60.
qualifiers as
Simon,
well.
you require 81.
So
Does elect to use the bullseye route this time.
49.
And he sets it up. So what are you doing?
58.
well,
Okay. Okay.
ooh,
40.
bit of a mess.
You see, Vincent, he's got these back
Yeah.
problems, and he's asked George Noble to pick the dart up for him.
Yeah, we mentioned this yesterday in the Newell
Simon,
match
you
about
require
it wasn't that
32.
long ago where Van der Voort was threatening to call time on his
Game
career
shot
with
in
his
the
back
third
trouble,
leg.
and
Simon Whitlock.
Whitlock takes out the double for 3-0.
Black
But
Simon to
yeah, the back
throw
trouble is
first.
clearly evident there,
Game
with
on.
Van der Voort asking George Noble to do the dirty work for him.
I mean, it wasn't even threatening. He just said, I'm going to retire.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, at the World Championship. Because he said, I tried everything, I can't sort the back out. And that's a 1-7 from Simon Whitlock, who's
77.
showing absolutely no compassion for him.
No.
Quite rightly as well. But Vincent,
84.
whatever he's been doing, I think he's been having massages and stuff. I mean, he said he tried all this and it just wasn't working, wasn't getting any better. But he'd still played fantastically over the last few weeks. And you thought, well, hang on, maybe he is all right. But maybe,
94.
as can often happen with these things, he's woken up this morning and it's causing him problems. It may just be he's playing poorly. It's difficult to say.
3 sessions of
93.
therapy a day at one point, I heard as well. I mean, that is a lot of time. That is time away from the practice board as well.
Well, I think Vincent, he could have surgery.
40.
But there is a very real danger that the surgery on his back, it's so close to his spinal column that it could cause all kinds of horrible damage. And so, he doesn't...
134.
He understandably doesn't want to go through. He's been advised by doctors that there is a very real danger of it going wrong. So you can understand why he's battled on and
60.
tried to play through the pain barrier. It's just he's been playing through the pain barrier very, very well over the last few weeks. It's not happening for him this evening.
No, it's not. Well,
That's more like it.
I don't think a Whitlock win here would have raised as many eyebrows as the Martin Schindler result earlier tonight.
Well, Vincent van der Voort has a chance.
65.
He's going to get 16 tops, I would imagine. And this would be for a break. So he could work his way back into this game from here, Vincent van der Voort, even though he's not been at the races at all in the opening 3 legs. That's right on the wire.
He's normally so good on tops, and he's just holding his back
Simon,
there
you
as well.
require 65.
They're always going to hurt more when you miss.
So 65 for Whitlock, 45 remaining now. Double 16.
49.
Not there.
Vincent, you require 20.
Must have been tempting for Whitlock there to go 5 tops. He was going to the board hoping to get darts at tops. He could have had it if he wanted. Oh, that's awkward. Oh, this time.
Surely no.
Score. Simon, you require 16.
Well, Vincent looks a bit laboured as he makes his way back from the board to the table to towel himself down once again. And this time Whitlock makes him pay. And Simon Whitlock, in the blink of an eye, leads by 4 legs to 0 here. And Vincent van der Voort is in a huge, huge spot of bother. That was a leg there. A real opportunity for van der Voort to win a leg and get the break of throat. Or a break of throat. As it is, Whitlock is 2 away here. And a meeting with Cristo Reyes in the 3rd round tomorrow. Reyes coming through by the skin of his teeth earlier on against Rene Idem, 6-5.
96.
10 different nationalities on show over the course of the 2 sessions of darts today. It looks as if the sole Australian representative
121
is going to be involved in the final day of action as well, because Vincent van der Voort, well, he had 5 darts for a break of throw in that last leg, missed all of them.
177.
He has upped his level in the last leg or 2, but 4-0 down to a former European champion. It is a big, big ask for him to turn this around.
Yeah, there's a good 10 points between them in the averages at the moment as well, or thereabouts.
Vincent, you require 128.
But van der Voort has had 5 attempts at doubles and not taken 1 of them.
He didn't need to be on the 18s with Whitlock back on 264.
108.
But that'll leave him double 10.
More work for George to do here.
Yeah.
George will have a bad back himself if this carries on.
$100. Vincent, you require 20.
Well, he had trouble with this earlier in the last leg.
Yeah, 3 in a cluster just outside the wire, but that one's bang in the money, and van der Voort gets his first leg on the board. It's only a hold of throw. Whitlock's still in control here.
Whitlock does dominate the head-to-head stats for these two. I mean, they haven't met this year. In fact, it's more than a year since they last played each other.
21.
But Whitlock's won the last 3, dating back to February 2014. So it's nearly 3.5 years since Vincent has beaten
41.
Simon. And if you want to look for a win on a big stage, well, Vincent does have 1. But
you have to look very hard.
yeah, I mean, you've got to go back to 2010 and the World Championship in the last 16. Vincent going through to the quarterfinals that year. So the wins for Vincent don't come along very often. He's won 3 times, but they have met 12 times. So Simon Whitlock, maybe he just feels he has the sign over Vincent van der Voort, and despite his injury problems, despite Vincent's good form, and despite Simon Whitlock's own lack of big runs over the last few weeks, maybe he just came into that with a different mindset from perhaps he'd been facing somebody else. Oh, 180 would be perfect. Perfect!
Beautiful. Just when van der Voort might have been thinking about this being a good opportunity to secure that first break of throw, Whitlock has just, well, look at him puffing his cheeks, and he just looks totally deflated by that now.
43.
And that will hurt as well.
Another reach for the back for Vincent van der Voort. He evidently is struggling, more so than we've seen for some time. Whitlock can just set this up. Exactly what he does. He'll get 3 darts at double top for a 5-1 lead, and to push Vincent van der Voort
further into the abyss.
On the verge of a second round exit from a tournament he has won in the past. Double top for Simon Whitlock.
Getting closer.
Will do.
Very nicely indeed for Simon Whitlock, who leads by 5 legs to 1.
$180.
Yeah, good recovery there from van der Voort after that opening dart.
Well, you see, I mean, it's not
59.
when you think Simon Whitlock, if you were to say Simon Whitlock, he's playing now, he's 5-1 up. you would expect Whitlock to be averaging in the high 90s, maybe even, putting in one of those Whitlock-type displays where it just looks very, it looks elite level.
But no fireworks at all.
No, not really. Not really. That 1-2-4 checkout in the very first leg was
60.
Typical Whitlock. But in terms of, real standout display, I mean, we've just seen Martin Schindler average 99.
58.
Very, very impressive. Simon Whitlock, not quite as much, but an equally convincing scoreline as things stand against a
96.
a struggling Vincent van der Voort.
Yes, a very lacklustre, a very below par, and a very dispirited Vincent van der Voort here. Once again,
60.
struggling to find the troubles here.
And you wonder when, if this was a problem that's come on today when he woke up, whether it's come on while he's been practicing, whether it's literally happened just as he's walked on stage, who knows? But
yeah,
I mean, if it has been something he's been struggling with all day, it's been a particular issue, then Vincent would have... It's got to be very, very difficult to try and get yourself up for a game when you know you're going up there and you're physically in bits.
45.
Well, one treble with
So
his last 12 darts here for van der Voort.
46.
I mean, credit to him that he's actually come out and played rather than just handing Whitlock a walkover. 66 away then.
94.
Once again, scoring 94 from 46 to leave 52. Van der Voort won't take out the 137, so it's going to be match darts for Simon Whitlock, the wizard, looking to move through to the third round where Cristo Reyes awaits. Double 16. Gets the job done, and the wizard Simon Whitlock sees off the informed Vincent van der Voort.